Oxygen is a 2021 film directed by Alexandre Aja, written by Christie LeBlanc, and we have a cast including Mélanie Laurent as our protagonist Liz. And I didn't like this, but it is primarily based on personal preference, and I kind of can't really explain why that's the case without giving away what happens. It's about a woman who wakes up in a cryogenic unit and she can't get out. And as a concept, absolutely love it. The idea of being trapped in an enclosed space with no way to get out, absolutely terrifying. I had a feeling it would make me feel really sick and really anxious in a very thrilling way. And yeah, it did to begin with. But as the film developed, and I have no complaints about the rate of development or really what happens, but as we learn more about why she's there, I lost interest because the direction in which it went does not appeal to me. But I can't really expand on that without spoiling it. What I will say is that it's a sci-fi psychological thriller, and I didn't know that going into it. That's not to say I can't watch sci-fi films, but in general, I don't really gravitate towards them. They're not necessarily my favourite. Some of them I really like, but in general, that's not usually the case, and I didn't know that it was a sci-fi film going into it, and that's the bit that I didn't like. And I won't say any more than that about ultimately what happens, as I don't want to spoil it. It's not the film's fault. I think the narrative is well written. I think the pacing is very good. I think we find out information at quite a steady rate, and it did take a while for me to not like it. But eventually, as things developed, I started to like it less based on personal preference. But in general, I still felt that anxiety. I still felt quite sick at the thought of being enclosed in this little space. The performances were very good. We have a very limited cast, of course, because we're spending most of the time inside this chamber, and Laurent's performance was brilliant. So I don't really have any complaints about it. It is simply not one that I enjoyed. After, I'd say, a good half of the film, I did like a bulk of it, but obviously eventually it went into a direction that I didn't really care for. So I didn't love it, but I can't fault it. If you don't mind sci-fi films, or if you particularly like sci-fi films, and the idea of being in a cryogenic unit makes you feel sick to the point where it will be a really thrilling film experience, absolutely check it out. I didn't love it because of personal preference, but honestly, Oxygen is otherwise a pretty fine film, and if it appeals to you, then I'd say it's worth watching. It's well filmed. Obviously, we're up close and personal with our protagonist because we're inside this chamber, and visually it's quite appealing, quite effective. No complaints, it wasn't for me, but probably still one that's worth watching if it does appeal to you.